Need to hear one of our shows again? We've got them on podcast. Go to fmmoneytalkradio.com. Scroll down to Podcast on Demand. Pick your show and it's on. Podcast on fmmoneytalkradio.com.
South Florida, and welcome to the breakfast at the Brooklyn Cafe TV.
Take a deep breath and a good whiff of that coffee brewing. Grab yourself some toast, a donut, or any breakfast. As Dawn and Freddie get you up and ready for the rest of your day.
So I grabbed myself and called 888-994-4995 to share a tip of the day.
Or just to say good morning.
So get ready for the time of your life.
Shake off your sleepies, buckle up, because it's showtime!
Welcome to the morning show.
Ding-a-ling
Land
Tuesday.
of Ding-a-ling Tuesday.
Ding-a-ling Tuesday.
I gotta tell you, that is the funniest thing. I think we should take those headphones and put them in a case with a plate and call it
Ode to the headphone.
Ode to Mr. Slick. The
That's
man,
right, the Slick Broco.
He owns them now. Congratulations. Here's your grand prize.
I mean, it was just the muscles, man. The muscles just came out of nowhere and just
What muscles?
no,
You
because
beat
like
up on
I
a
didn't
pair of
even,
headphones.
like this is what happened to the ice tray. Like I split the ice tray in half.
You broke that in half.
Like I didn't know the power
have
of
you
my
ever
own.
seen anybody break an ice tray in your
I'm an
life?
animal right now.
In your life. Have you ever seen that?
You know, with those tight, strong muscles.
hmm I'm telling you because
What is
I
he?
had-
He's kirkling? What do women do? What's that thing called?
What?
Kickling? Kickling? Is he kickling?
I don't
Is that what it is? He
know.
has strong muscles? You know what
Yeah.
kickling is?
I don't know what kinkling is, but I know my power is just I don't know. It's probably infinite right now because I'm just breaking stuff. Like I'm
If you-
staying away from the cameras, by the way. So
Yes, I don't want you
Mm-hmm.
anywhere near the beast. I put the beast out.
because I feel like my strength right now,
We
the
moved-
headphones,
we moved the beast because I couldn't put my purse away, and then all the magazines fell out twice, and then Val goes, "I'll help you," and then they all fell out. And I'm like, "Forget it." Beast is. It is time for the beast to make an appearance.
Yes, and the beast shall make him an appearance.
Is she a she or a he?
A camera is always a she.
You think everything's a she?
Yes, anything that you have to deal with that has a
Temperament.
temperament, hormonal temperament.
Welcome
she.
to my world. I actually
Wow.
slept last
Did you
night,
know that?
so
She doesn't agree.
I slept last night, so I kind of feel sorry for you all.
Yeah, it's
Raring to
about
go.
time. How many hours did you sleep?
I slept not straight through, but from 10 until 6. I only got up a couple times.
Really? You guys sleep?
But I didn't get out of bed. I just got up, looked at the clock, and I'm like, here we go again, every couple hours. But at least I went back to sleep.
You guys get up in the middle of the night and go, here we go again? You
Yep.
do?
I toss and turn, and I purposely don't have a clock in my room because if I notice what time it is, I won't go back to sleep, depending on the time.
Sleep is a valuable thing that people don't get enough of, apparently. I know I don't. Someone must be at
Did
your
you hear
door.
that?
Somebody's here. Good morning.
Do you sleep the whole night?
Oh yeah, of course. Until
And you don't have
sunrise.
any dereliction of duty where you wake up in the middle of the night?
I mean, I don't unless I have to use the restroom. But
How do you know you have to use the restroom?
Like I
Your body
feel it.
tells you?
Yeah, I feel it either probably through my dream or through.
Through his dream.
Yeah. I
Or you
just
dream
feel
you
it.
have to use the bathroom?
Hence
And then
swish or swallow.
once you wake up, and then
He didn't even know, and he was like, bam, right. I feel like Ellen like fell right into that one.
I don't know. Like,
Ever heard of bladder training?
really? How? No. How,
Yes.
It
How do
goes
you
with the
do that?
Kegels. I think
Yeah.
women bladder train their whole life because you're just always holding it in because you're just always holding it. And apparently guys don't.
No,
So
we urinate at every tree.
pretty much like the dogs, right? It's just like bladder training.
Do
It's a
you,
thing.
do you, in Puerto Rico,
Do I
learned-
think about what I say before I say it? No.
in Puerto
Yes.
Rico, I learned, I used to wonder why guys used to go down, like kneel down in Puerto Rico with shorts. And one day my cousin says, oh, he's taking he called it an L word.
Why does he have to kneel down?
Because think about it, when you kneel down,
It's closer to the
a
floor?
guy is easier to.
No
to-
splashback?
No, you're not gonna stand there. You're
Probably
sort
no splash.
of sort of throw it on the side, and there we go.
I'm always
See,
such
a
lady.
woman can't do that.
You'd have to squat.
No, but you can't
Val's
squat.
like, yes. Why can't you squat?
When you squat, there's still material in your way. Material.
What kind of material?
Shorts?
Okay. True.
Oh, come on.
True.
Women go to the bathroom, and when they squat,
So
it's
you
not
mean
like
like
it's a
it's-
straight line.
It's a straight line if
No,
you
it's
don't have
not.
clothes on. It's
No,
as
it's
straight as
not.
a guy.
I mean, no, it's not. Guys are pinpoint. We can take the eye out of a squirrel if we want. You guys can't do that.
Oh my gosh! I remember when Aaron was little and I was trying to teach him how to use the toilet appropriately. So he'd put M&Ms inside the tank and tell him to aim.
That's ridiculous. That's a Chuckster right there.
No,
That's
it's mine
ridiculous.
actually.
Yours?
You know, like the water guns at the arcades where the balloons go up. It's
Mm-hmm.
like you needed to aim for the M&Ms in the toilet.
That's the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard.
It's kind of fun.
So is that why he likes eating M&Ms when he goes to the bathroom?
No, fun games to play with your kids when you're potty training.
Were you
Books
trained
and
that way?
movies and-
Oh. No, not with M&Ms, but.
Would you have M&Ms? You had M&Ms with peanuts?
I had 3 older brothers that
God bless your
Basically.
mom with 4 boys is all I can say.
Your brothers took care of your business?
I can't say they took care of my business.
They taught.
They
He's got a
probably did,
story,
but
I
they
guess.
taught. Yeah.
Giovanni, unfortunately, was the youngest of 5 in the house, and they used to pick on him.
Why? Who else was in your house?
Freddie, Mata, Shoelass,
Oh,
Frankie.
when you had all the boys over.
I took care of them for 3 years in the house. So Gio used to say, "Dad, come wipe my butt. Come wipe my butt." That was his saying. So we had shirts made up. Also,
Dad, come wipe my butt.
yeah.
Poor Gio.
So poor Gio. One day, I said, "I'll be right there." And I think I told you this story. I forgot. I went to do something. I came back 2 hours later. He was
my
still
God.
sitting there. He said, "I can't feel my leg." I feel so bad. I tell him now,
executive
Gio, I feel
producer.
so bad. Let me wipe your butt.
So there's the
20
question.
22.
So the morning, our conversation started this morning was swish or swallow.
Yes.
Swish or swallow. And Val's like, I don't even want to know. Mouthwash, swish or swallow. She's like, oh, it can actually be a clean conversation.
Yeah, it is. No, it was actually a clean conversation. This one just blows it out of proportion.
It actually started because I was taking that tonic that Teddy makes that I keep on here. What's it called?
The
Tonic?
bubonic plague.
Whatever tonic, whatever it is, and I put it under my tongue and I swallow it, and Freddie goes, "No, you need to swish it around." And I'm like, "But why? The garlic gets everywhere in your throat." And so we had this whole swish or swallow tonic conversation.
It is a true fact that if you put stuff underneath your tongue, it gets to your heart, and you want this stuff to travel into your heart, into your whole body.
Can you fact check that? If you put
Yeah.
it under your tongue, it gets to your heart.
What is
I
sublingual?
was gonna do that.
under your tongue?
And what happens when you have bad teeth? They tell you, and it can give you a heart attack. Yeah, one and one
That's gum
is 2.
disease.
Yeah.
No, that's 1 and 3 is 5.
No, gum disease goes to the heart.
Yes, but it has nothing to do with sublingual.
Of course, it has everything to do with it. It's all interconnected.
Not even close.
Yes, it is. Think about it. See, I know stuff in medicine that doctors don't know.
I know. It's a You're going to come over.
You didn't know that?
No.
Come on.
Well, I knew poor gum disease causes heart disease and plaque because the plaque goes 100%. But it's not like
It's like the body letting you know, yo, your heart is in trouble. That's why you have gum disease.
good morning, welcome back.
That's what it comes out to be.
Really?
Gum disease.
Morning, Teddy.
Interesting.
You
So no,
know-
I wasn't aware of that fact. But I was reading an article this morning about dry Fridays, dry Januaries. I think dry Fridays have waned. But dry Januaries and relationships.
Ugh. That's what kills them.
As a matter of fact, it's just the opposite.
It is not.
Yes.
It is
According
not.
to this article, this woman wrote, a dry January or dry October, I guess that's another thing, Slick. Ever heard of a dry October?
No.
A dry 30 days leads to more creativity in your dates, more conversations, more friendship, and more getting to know each other on a soulful level instead of just an alcohol level.
And you're buying this? I don't buy any of that.
Yes, 100%. You don't think, Valerie,
Mm-mm.
But
a month without drinking,
Nope.
does it make your relationship stronger?
Nope.
So I can't speak on that behalf too well because I'm more of a social drinker, and due to the pandemic, there hasn't been much socializing. So
Don't do that while I'm just swishing and swallowing.
She's honest.
I'm honest.
I gotta tell you,
just-
have you ever noticed that a coach, a matrimonial coach, somebody that's involved in telling
asked
you
your
how to
Abby?
make your life better? No, the Abby's different. But 9 out of 10 of them are divorced.
yeah.
And divorce attorneys don't get married, but yes.
Okay, but these are the people that are going to tell me what to do. So this theory that you're talking about right now
I think it makes sense. Don't
Makes
you think
no
it makes sense?
no sense.
You know,
Absolutely.
he made a valid point by that. No,
Thank-
it doesn't make sense.
thank you. It does
It
not.
really doesn't.
Really?
Well, because I mean, they're telling you how to make things better when their relationships didn't work. So it's like, how can you?
Let me ask you a question. Would you rather listen to somebody who's been divorced to tell you this is what I did wrong, or would you rather listen to somebody who's never been married to tell you this is what you should do?
Probably someone that's been divorced to say what's been wrong
And there you have it.
versus someone that's never been in a real committed relationship, never been married, never been down that path.
So
It doesn't
again,
know
I
what
take you
comes.
back to Bridgerton. When Daphne gets married and her mother is trying to explain relations to this pure 21-year-old who has never been with anyone until her wedding day. And she says, you know how the 2 basset hounds at grandma's have puppies? Uh-huh. That's what'll happen. And that was the information she got. And then she says to her mom after her honeymoon, how could you not have told me this? Well, marriages have good and marriages have bad, and there's ups. But how could you have led me into this world of marital matrimony and not know anything? It's like not knowing.
I got you. So if I want to learn about sex, I look at dogs. That's the whole
That
thing.
is the theory that
That's
her
what it
mother
is.
told her,
That's
and
her
you know
mother.
what? It was not.
And that's
very,
the advice that I want to tell my
well, that's
daughter,
what I'm
my
saying.
son.
It was not good advice.
Watch the dog. Whatever they do, you got it.
It was not good advice. Clearly, I'm telling you.
horrible.
Have you seen Bridgerton?
I'm going to disagree because the montage of the sex scenes in every room in the mansion, okay,
Right?
seems that Basset Hound lesson was very well learned.
Was that? Did you like
Yeah,
it?
but what
I
you learn?
keep telling him to watch it.
But what
from-
is it that you learn? Doggy position? Because they ain't gonna learn nothing about
Oh,
sex there.
Wait till you gotta watch.
You got to watch the montage. It's pretty racy.
I can't. First of all, let me tell you, I was watching a
You have
show from
Netflix?
England the other. Yeah, I was watching a show from England the other day, and I'm sitting there, and I go to Linda. I go, Linda, do you understand what they're saying? What you told her? And then they're speaking very proper English. I can't.
Trust
focus.
me, you'll understand the language
I know
in
Ken
this
Folk.
show.
That's just naughty. I'd rather see Debbie Does Dallas or something. Why do I want to see that? It makes no sense.
Because, well, I was going to tell you to look at him, but you don't really have no interest.
That's
in
what
him,
it
but-
is. And now we get to the crux of the
he
problem.
is beyond.
There you go. It's because the Beyond Burger is up on the screen going, "Are you like me now?"
I said to Chelsea, do you think he's attractive? She says, Mom, I do have eyeballs. I'm like, yeah, pretty much. Just you don't want to watch it with
It's
your
like
kids.
watching, what was the with Cher? What was the name of that movie?
With Cher?
Yeah, the movie Cher. Cher was in it.
She's in a lot of movies.
The one that we played the music here.
Oh, Burlesque.
Burlesque. Did you see
Oh.
Burlesque?
I forgot.
Shakira.
You told me about that. Yeah,
Trust
I gotta
me,
watch
that's
You
nothing
seen-
compared
you seen
to
Burlesque?
this one.
I gotta watch
I've seen
that.
Burlesque, but I'm going to have to tell you, it does not hold a candle to what's been going on in Bridgerton.
Yep.
All right, I'm gonna check out Bridgerton. I'm gonna tell you right now.
You can
it's
just
a
start with
snoozer.
episode 5. You don't even have to watch the whole backstory if you just want to see that. I think it was 5.
Well, what do I want to see? What am I going to look at? Mr. Hamburger and what? What
They
is
don't-
she so?
They do it very beautifully. You don't see anything nasty.
Do they show anything?
They show the action of.
No, it's artfully disguised
Thank you.
by their movements and positions, but it's very suggestive.
I see that you've looked at this very carefully. That
Well,
you
we
rewind
know
the tape a few
In
times.
production, you have to look at things differently.
Oh, is that what it is?
Uh-huh.
Yes, I mean when you're looking at it as a filmmaker, you're like, oh, how did they do that? How did they choreograph that?
That's what I was wondering.
PBS is a chair right out there.
You gonna?
I was wondering how they choreographed it correct. How do you do that without,
You know, the
actually
funny thing
having
is when you
anything?
go to the movies, right, and it's you and a girl.
Oh
You're going to the
yeah,
movie,
I know.
and those scenes pop up.
I know.
Where they're showing like sex scenes.
Correct.
Like some of them now, they show breastises and
Everything.
guy
Again,
moving and
Bridgerton,
grooving.
I want a corset.
Everything.
But they show everything. right?
Oh,
How do you feel?
lingerie is
How do you feel
beyond.
sitting next to a female
Mm-hmm.
when this is going on? Now I'm gonna ask this question in layers. First date, fourth date,
Mm-hmm.
eighth date, nothing's happened yet date, and this whole thing goes on. How do you feel?
Oh, like, hold on. You hear me with everything.
Did he just
but
melt?
No. No,
You need
because
a cigarette?
I had this happen. Like,
got a friend
I'll
sitting
say,
right
I'll
next
say
to
on
him.
vice versa. Yeah.
Joanne is right there next to
Yeah,
him.
you know, I had
That
this
happened to
happen
you?
on vice
And
versa.
what you do? Where you hide?
Like, I say on my end, if it was like just what is it, a scene like a scene which is just a woman completely, and right now in the movie theaters they're just showing like
Everything.
everything. So like I wouldn't look away, but I'm pretty sure that she.
Who are you looking at?
No, the date
girl?
that I have on, yeah.
You're
the
talking
date-
to the girl while this is going on?
Oh no, I'm not. I'm in the movie.
So what are you
theater.
looking at? You're looking at the screen?
I'm looking
You
at
get
the screen.
embarrassed?
Oh no, why would I get embarrassed?
Well, try watching Bridgerton with your kids. Is all I can tell
I
you.
can't get embarrassed. Like I'm watching it, she's watching it. It just gets weird when like I saw a girl like I went with to the movies, like she went into Heat, like a weird like Heat when she saw Michael B. Jordan, and then I had to like kind
She
of
went into a weird heat.
like a wow, like
She
he's
got
an
all
amazing- yeah.
frustrated, and
Like,
she let you know.
like she let me. I'm like,
Did you
wow.
put your arm around her?
And you go, I got this, babe, or something.
Nah, it was kind of like I mean, you can choose him, but I feel like if it's the first date and she would go into like a heat like that, I'd be like, damn, okay, this girl's with it. But like,
So what you do?
what?
Let's get
What do
to
you
the
mean?
chase.
Get to
You're
what?
the guy that runs
No,
around
but you're
the
asking
ring.
me on 3 layers. Like,
yeah, well,
what type
you
of
do
date?
on this particular
On the
leg?
first date?
Yeah, no, on this one, the one you with the hottie getting hot. What you
No,
do?
no. on the
What you do?
on the first date, or like you're asking me?
Okay,
you
can
you
you speak?
I
his
can
you
language?
were
die
just
by the
asking
time
me
he
in
gets the story
layers
out.
because
It's only an hour show.
no. Okay,
What
I'll
did
say,
you
Pick
do?
a
Did you
layer.
do nothing? Did you do
No,
something?
I just I didn't like that. I know I didn't like that heat that she was giving Michael B.
You didn't
Jordan.
like it.
You didn't like the heat.
I didn't like it because I
You
felt
couldn't
like
have
you
made
you
that
weren't really
your-
messing with me. I felt a
You
little
felt
insecure.
uncomfortable.
I
You-
felt uncomfortable.
Insecure.
You couldn't
Yeah.
have taken that and said, "I got you, babe."
Holy
Nah, I didn't take it that time. I
PV
felt like
PVS.
I
Help
yeah.
me here, please.
I
So
did.
you're-
I didn't.
All right,
like it.
enough. Take it easy.
I didn't.
You look like a giant puddle over there. All right, so
that's not
He didn't
me.
like it.
Clearly, that's not me.
I
Why?
can see that. I
Like-
can see it. Clearly not you. Wow. So you're at a movie and a hot scene comes out with there's all sorts of body parts and movement and all that. And this is the first date, the fourth date with a chick, and you're sitting there watching this. What do? How do you react to the movie?
Well, if I'm honest with you guys,
Yeah, be
I always
honest.
fall asleep. at
You're gonna
the
fall
movies.
asleep. America's headed towards the toilet.
Back to
I
Miami.
swear to God,
What
what is wrong with you guys? How can you really?
would you do on
Me?
a first
What would
date?
you do? Like, it's
I would,
something.
I would whisper something in her ear.
Oh, you trying to be nasty?
Yeah, in a movie theater
That
though.
would get you a total and complete ding.
Like, in a
You
movie.
what?
No, that would be like, no, thank you.
Okay, I wouldn't take you to the movies. I'd be
Okay,
smart
good.
enough to know
So
that.
In
what
a
would you
movie
say?
I don't know what I would say. Depends on what's going on in the movie.
Like, oh baby.
But do you
or-
think that I'm gonna go to a movie
Teddy? We need you on this one.
and this
Oh,
thing's
my God.
happening? I'm gonna melt like a puddle, or I'm gonna
I'm
fall
not gonna
asleep.
melt like a puddle.
Or you
What?
And
gonna
then-
be
and
like,
then-
yeah, I
I
can't go
wouldn't-
either.
And then the funny thing
Pause,
is, watch
pause,
her reaction.
pause.
She's like this.
Pause.
If her eyes are glued to that screen, what do you think? She's not enjoying
You've
what
got
she's
this like
seeing?
open opportunity.
No, I ain't do nothing in the movie
Nuh-uh.
theater. Nah,
Nuh-uh.
I just
But
didn't
ask
feel it.
that.
I didn't feel it.
Ask
I didn't
Cracker, look
feel
at her.
it.
She's so cute and brave.
I didn't feel it. That
Yes.
was no.
What would you do?
What
What's
I
different
do?
for a
Well, she's
girl?
different
Girl's not gonna
because-
do anything.
Probably
I-
not.
Nothing.
Probably
Well, yeah,
nothing.
I ain't feel it.
Have you ever been in that circumstance?
No.
I
Have you ever
would-
been in that circumstance?
If I'm watching a movie and a hot woman comes on,
Ooh.
and I'm like, no, not that way, but thank you.
Or
He
that.
just woke up.
And
Good morning.
He woke up.
the
He just woke up. Thank you.
Sorry.
and the guy, you can tell, is totally interested. Would I whisper something in his ear? No.
You're not gonna whisper something in his ear.
Like, no, I wouldn't do anything like in a movie theater. No, that's gross.
Facts,
That's,
bro.
that's like
Okay,
in
now
New
you
York.
see this? Did I say that I did
Facts.
something
No,
in a movie
it's kind
theater?
of just setting the stage for what could happen after the movies. You have this whole pre-notion
Exactly.
of leading up.
Of course.
What do we
Well,
call that?
You know, let me tell you
Foreplay?
something.
I didn't
Well,
say
women,
I
you
melted
think
in a
women
puddle.
looking at this Mr. Wonderful
Mm-hmm. Okay.
don't have feelings? They're looking, they're going, whoa, it's
Or
pretty
you're
good.
looking
I
thinking,
never said.
what's he gonna do? Is what I'm thinking. This is his opportunity. What's he? If you like the guy, you're like, okay, this is good. If you don't like him, you're like, all right, what's he gonna do? That's gonna be like ridiculous.
I went to see the Gray movie. What's it called? 53 Shades of
50
Grey?
Shades of Grey.
That crap. I went to see it. I'm sitting there watching
You're
it.
so
And,
romantic.
well, I'm sitting there. Oh, it was a bad movie. I'm
Right?
sorry. So I'm sitting there, and two guys get up and they tell their wives, I'm not watching
Oh, you saw it
this.
at the movie
S word."
theater.
Yeah.
Mm.
I'm not watching this.
No.
And she said, and they both said to him, well, we are. So if you want to go home, take one car, leave the other. We're staying to watch it.
Wow.
Okay? Now, and I'm standing here watching this. I got up. I started applauding.
Wow.
And the guy looked at me. He says, really, what are you, gay? Is what he tells me. I says, not for you, I'm not, baby.
Ooh.
But the bottom line here is movies do things
Yes.
for people to watch, right? So if you're there, you're going to watch. I ain't going to turn into a puddle. I got
Why
somebody
are
that
you
I'm
saying
watching
I'm
this
turning-
movie with.
I'm
Would you rather
watching-
watch a movie about it, or would you rather read the same manuscript in a book about it?
Hell to the no.
Nah, I watched a movie about it.
Are you talking about that movie you just talking about?
50 Shades.
50
Read the book, see the movie.
No, it's a different. The book is different.
The dialogue in the book was awkward and was very, very funny. It was like a comedy script to read. On the screen, much hotter. Because
Yeah, I
you
was
could
I was
do-
Did
gonna
you
say I'd
find the
probably
screen
watch
hot?
it.
I don't find misogyny hot, but
But yet he was so
wait a
good
minute, hold
looking.
on. She didn't find misogyny. What about the rest of the stuff? What about the storyline of dominance?
no,
What about
I don't really
the
find
creativity?
it hot when some guy has a room full of like
toys?
that are painful.
But what about the aspect that she went in that room and didn't leave? What about the whole twist of mental
liked it.
awareness? That she liked it but didn't want to admit to it?
You know what? To each his own. Okay, but that for me would not be a turn on.
But you don't think that that was an interesting way of presenting an idea?
No, because I mean it's been throughout history. I mean Marquis de Sade. I mean we've seen it. I mean he did it better actually. So.
I've never seen a movie made in that whole facade. I've never seen that delivered that
Oh
way.
yeah, the Kim Basinger,
Eyes Wide
Mickey
Shut?
Rourke. No, Mickey Rourke film. Where he, she becomes enamored of it. It's the same thing. It's,
Oh, let's watch. Let's get it on the big screen.
Hey, did you ever see Eyes Wide Shut? With you
Yeah,
ever seen
That was
movie?
kind of bizarre.
It was
See, I
bizarre.
didn't find that sexy.
It was.
Bridgerton's a whole lot more sexy.
Oh,
yeah, the subtle
little
and
softer.
understated. Even though Bridgerton is very sexual, it's still understated in the way that they're positioned on the screen.
Do
and
you
the way
watch that
they're
alone
shot.
or with someone?
No, my daughter.
You watch with your
What? She's 24.
I'm not saying there's
My
anything
kids
wrong
were
with
just happy they each watch it at their own houses and not with me. You haven't seen
it.
it.
I mean, I invite my kids and Freddie come over
Oh, but
and
you,
we
I
have
can't
popcorn
even
the
imagine
whole
you
night.
and Freddie watching it. The comments would be like,
It
wow.
would be ridiculous. Yeah, you missed.
Yeah, you and Freddie.
From the sounds of it, I probably won't watch it with my mom. I'd probably watch it at home.
weeks.
I saw that.
Right. That was way before
Yeah, but
50
that was
Shades.
Also,
But it was the same theme.
9.5 weeks. And what about The Postman Rings Twice? I mean, if you want to go back into the day, you got that. I mean, that started it all. But
Was it sexy?
Shampoo. What about Shampoo?
Could you
See
do
Shampoo?
sexy movies back then?
I went. I didn't care how old I was.
No, I meant what was it like on the big screen? Still,
They didn't show
I mean,
Boobalicious, but they
you couldn't
showed.
even show your belly button
No,
in I
but it
Dream
was-
of Jeannie.
But it was the ideology of it.
Although she didn't show her belly button either. It was just
Yes, she did.
No, in Bridgerton, you didn't see her belly. You just saw the whole. So things like I Dream of Jeannie, she was not allowed to show her belly button. You talk about film production. We talked last week about when I watch something that I look at the women, and Bridgerton was a little different, but I look at the hair and how they carry themselves, posture,
Hair.
the film side of it.
Hair. You look at the hair?
I look at different aspects of the production as well as the content.
You look at them walking?
Yes, how she places her hand in his arm, like all the period pieces.
That's
depending
because
on
you
what
see you're in the
watching.
production business. It's funny because
I
I
watch
went.
things differently.
You remember the movie Private Ryan, Finding Private Ryan? I went to that movie. I saw that movie 4 times, not because of the movie, but because of the way they shot it. That was the first time they used 4K on the screen, and I was like, whoa! And my son, I said, look at this. And we're taking the movie apart, but we weren't even looking at the movie.
So we look at things differently. I look at commercials now, and I think about how you're going to do Roxy's next piece and,
there's
and
something
come up
wrong
with
with you.
ideas. I
At
know,
least you
it's not
don't
normal.
melt.
Huh? No kidding. Slick's already melted. Slick.
I'm not
Slick,
not
you need to pick
melting.
me up? He may need some
No,
Capistar.
I'm not melting.
I'm going to get you a cigarette.
It's just
You
I
smoke it
just
up.
didn't like that whole. No, I didn't like that.
But
No.
you know, as far as that movie, 50 Shades of Grey.
You were there?
I wouldn't watch that.
Did
I-
you watch
I didn't
it?
watch it because I don't like to see women being abused like that. I would much rather
Be
the
abused.
woman be abusing me.
Yeah, I know. You're into that whole
Yeah.
punishment thing.
Oh yeah, I'm like the
know.
punish me. Yeah.
I got a pair of handcuffs. I'll give you those.
No.
He wants to be punished. Look at look at look at her. Look at He's sitting
Imagine
there.
it's
What?
Too much, is all I can tell you.
No
Listen,
comment.
when we
TMI.
when we get married, we sign up for that anyway,
Exactly.
right? It's just a matter
Oh,
of
that's
we're
a
gonna
big.
admit it or
Yeah,
not.
that's a big fact.
I'm
girl.
telling on myself, but that's
Right.
part of my.
You got to be
facts.
willing to take the pain, one for the team, and all those
Yeah,
cliches.
Big facts.
Wow, you see that?
Big
See that?
facts. That's
See
it.
that? They all agree when you get
That's-
married, you get punished.
That's big. I can't say you get punished, but you know.
Yes, you can. You
it's
just
big
agreed
fa-
to it.
It's big.
You
Right
see
about that, yeah.
And who's the punisher? She is.
Exactly.
Big
Me?
facts.
Women. Are you a woman?
Yes.
See, most guys think they run their house. They run around their house.
Oh yeah.
Even LeBron James runs around his house because when she says throw out the garbage, guess who gets to do it?
You throwing out the garbage, bro.
We can have a spank party.
Oh yeah, back to that.
Oh yeah, spank party.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Back to your party.
Yeah.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Lots of things. We're gonna have to ask dear Abby. Can you imagine? She's so proper.
Yeah.
Asking her about this conversation.
Spank party.
Now, this is another thing I want to ask you. So you
Wow.
meet some woman,
She's
Yeah.
very proper.
and she's very proper. Proper?
Yeah.
I mean, you know, she holds her pinky out just when she speaks. It's so
Yeah.
proper.
Yeah.
Would you date her knowing that you're anything but proper?
Oh yeah.
Just to,
Yeah,
now,
I'm
would
not-
you date
I'm-
her just to try to change her, or would you date her because you know you're gonna run into rough waters?
Oh no, I'll date her just to date her, just to get
Why?
to know her.
She's not your cup of tea.
I mean,
She's not even your
my
cup.
cup of tea, but she's an intriguing cup of tea. Like
Why? Because
I should not talk to her.
well,
Because-
why?
No, because I met a lot of them up north. So
They
it's
were
kinda
all
like-
proper.
You
You
know.
get intimidated by girls?
Oh no. It's just like
it's not
sometimes like majority of like the conversations that I would have with like I'll say the ones that would cross my path, like majority of them leave me with a question mark that I'm like, you know, I'm not doing this. I already told you everything from up front. Why are you acting brand new?
What's he not doing?
And that's what usually happens.
What the hell aren't you doing?
Exactly.
I'm not
That's what I
doing
wanted to know.
anything. Like
You're not
I
taking
like
her to the
like-
movies. I can tell you that.
like all honesty, like what is it? At first, if like I would have like a sit down or a first date, I'll tell them everything about me. So it's like once
You put
like,
boundaries in your relationship.
I can't. No, I
from
don't
the
put
beginning?
boundaries. Like we settle everything. I'll say with conversation.
So like you don't like public kissing.
Oh no, never said that.
Give me something you don't like.
I'm okay with anything.
No, that's not true. Because we were just at the
Well,
movie
what
theater and you
happens
didn't like
when
that.
you meet her mom?
I never said I didn't like the movies. Oh, when I meet her mom. Oh, well, meeting her
What
mom
if
is
you
fine.
meet her mom and you look at her and you look at her mom, you're like, this is who you're going to be in 30 years. Is
Oh,
it a
never-
game changer or
never
could it be a good thing?
Never said that, but
Don't
I did
ask
thought
me about
I
my
did
mom,
think
I know.
I did think about that, but never said that. But I did
You know,
think
you have
about
a lot of chutzpah saying that. But
Well,
anyway, moving on.
That's a lot of-
I'm still trying to figure out
When
something.
dates would go meet my mom and they're like, okay, this could be Dawn in this many years. It's like, is it a good thing or, you know, is it like
I think
a
you
crazy
broke the
thing?
mold. I think you're the milkman's kid. Anyway, what about, would you go out with a very tall woman, like 6'3", 6'4"?
It depends, yeah.
It's a yes or no.
Yeah,
You would.
yeah.
I'm trying to find a no because all of a sudden now he's like
Because-
Mr. I do everything.
He said no to movies.
No, he said no
I
to feeling
didn't. I never
uncomfortable
said
in the
no to the
movies.
movies. I never said uncomfortable. No, she was just in heat.
What if the
Over
woman,
a
okay,
man.
the woman
Over-
comes on to
yeah.
you.
Yeah.
She comes on to you. She ain't waiting for you. She ain't got
Yeah.
time for
Yeah.
90 Shades of You.
Mm-hmm.
She's going to come to you and say, this is the way it's going to go down. You're comfortable with her letting be the
Oh
moment?
no.
There you go.
Yeah,
Hey, I
that's it.
found it.
No.
You're the machismo
Yeah,
type of dude.
no.
I grew up with guys like
About
you.
20 minutes ago.
Huh?
The
He
mind of
doesn't.
the guys, it really is
He
complicated.
doesn't like a woman telling him the way the relationship is going to go.
Valerie, I mean, I
we
really,
should have like a mutual understanding.
I got you.
Yeah.
There's a lot of aggressive women, especially now.
Big
I didn't
facts.
realize men were this complicated. You guys are exhausting me. Is this true?
Well, it is true because like what you was just saying about
Thank you.
as you get older and stuff. Like I've dated girls in the past, and now that I look at them, I'm like, is this the woman that I thought I'd grow old with? No way.
Correct. Yeah.
But like, let's take for example Tyra Banks. I
I'm
was
trying
like
to
6
tell
foot
you.
tall. I would have dated her,
I would never.
but
She's
now
nuts.
now that she let herself go, I mean, it's not that she let herself go.
Tyra,
it's
they-
that's
they don't
not the
really mean
type
that,
of
Damn, you're
Tyra.
woman-
tough.
Tyra, they don't really mean
That's
that,
not-
Tyra.
I would
They
have
don't
probably
really
been
mean that.
harder on her. I would have like, you need to lose some weight or something like that. I'm sorry, man. That's the way I talk.
Tyra,
So
they don't
you
really
wouldn't
mean
date
that.
a woman that's thin and then becomes heavy?
That's why he's not married.
That's the question.
At least you're
Don
honest.
just asked, and
Yeah,
I'm
you-
being
at
honest.
least you're honest. Yeah, he's honest. And yeah, women make life complicated.
So if you married it, well, I can't ask you because it happened. Would you ever tell her you should really lose some weight?
I never did that.
I know.
I never tell anybody to lose weight. You love the whole package or don't commit.
Correct.
Either you're in or you
The
out.
bad,
But
indifferent, the
I
ugly,
would
all
do it
of
for
it.
health reasons, though. You know what
Health
I'm saying?
reasons are a different story. If
Yeah.
you look at someone that you truly love and say, you know what, I think if you lost weight, I think you would feel better, or I'm worried about your health for other reasons. Totally different than I don't like the way you look in that dress, babe.
There's a
Okay,
whole
okay.
there's a whole different way of telling people to lose weight in a relationship. Has nothing to do with words. Has nothing to do with words.
Really?
That's right. If you want to be on the trapeze, you ain't going to do it at 400 pounds. It just ain't going to happen.
Trapeze.
You know what I mean? If you want to be out there.
Speaking of trapeze, I got someone for you to call. Maybe I shouldn't have her call. Maybe I should have one of you guys call. This pole dancing
I call.
studio
I wanna-
in West Palm Beach.
I want to call.
It's
Can I
called
call?
like Cheeky.
I know.
Cheeky.
I mean,
Cheeky.
what's the number? I call them right now.
I found
Hello,
them on
Cheeky?
social media. Val, maybe I should have. Hi, this is Val from Berkeley. No, maybe not you.
Can I call?
Yes, you can call.
I'm going to give them my
I gotta
suavemente
tell ya.
voice.
Yeah.
Hello.
It's a pole
Julie?
dancing workout studio.
I know what it is. We went to the one in Boca.
We did.
Yes.
Teddy went. We were going to have them come in. We actually talked
Teddy
about putting a
did
pole
it?
in here.
Wow.
You're putting a pole in the bathroom.
Oh,
Eric.
Poland.
There should be a pole in the
In my
bathroom.
corner. You know my corner I have? My
Why not?
4x4. I'm going to put a pole there too.
There'll be one in the bathroom. Kenny Love can run around.
I'm done.
But I think we should
Done.
call them. It's a great workout. It could be a whole lot of fun.
Yeah. Uh-huh. You know, that's a woman thing. I don't see
Why are you
nobody in
turning
this
red?
studio. Nobody in this
You're a
studio is
little
going to get a.
embarrassed.
Oh, not at all.
Teddy and I were going to do it.
Yeah,
Before
go
we
ahead.
went
I'll
out, we
bring the
talked about
camera.
it.
I'll bring the camera. Can you get on the pole and dance with the aprons, with the scarves? You ever seen this thing?
Oh, like.
And these things hanging off the ceiling, and you
like-
wrap yourself.
Like
and-
oh no.
They do it
Remember
with a
the, when
pole.
I first met you, we went to do a shoot there for that woman
In
who
Boca.
introduced us. Yep.
Yeah.
It's
I know.
like Ariel. I don't know what I forgot it was called.
I told
Suspension
you,
yoga.
I said, don't get
Where
up
you
there.
hang in like hammocks or trapezes.
Yeah. I said,
And
don't get
you
up
said that we checked the Ethernet and I tripped walking in. You said this is probably not a good form of workout for you. This was like, what, 5 years
I
ago?
can see your arm and your leg becoming one.
I like tripped over the lip on the step just walking in the door.
That was the end of the
They're
shoot.
still open, actually. They're right around. We should reach out to them.
We should. We
It
should.
was beautiful. They have these beautiful suspended, not handkerchiefs, but trapezes, I guess, that you do yoga in.
That would be an interesting first date.
What?
Taking your,
Trapeze yoga?
taking your date on a trapeze
That would be.
for the first date.
That would be.
It would show your flexibility.
It would, but
And
I
your
wouldn't be that
athleticism.
flexible. No, I'm not that flexible. I'm very stiff person, so I want
Really?
flex.
Boy, I'm gonna tell you, if I was a girl, I'd be all over you. He's a stiff person. What's wrong with you? You have to say you're flexible.
Okay, I'm flexible.
There you
Did you
go.
see these not going
Yes.
so well for you lately? Is that the problem?
Probably not. I just been working on like I say stuff from here and
You're working.
yeah, that's about it.
That's the best thing. That is the biggest aphrodisiac in today's society.
Really?
A man who works. A man who has a job. A job.
Isn't that crazy? Things we
It's
take
true.
for granted.
It's true. And nobody wants to go out with somebody who's not motivated to have a job. I mean,
Most
think about it. Would you tell your daughter? You just tell your daughter, oh, date the bum or date the worker?
But I want her to be more independent on her own. So
Decision.
I
Yeah.
know. We all. If I had a daughter, like Linda's daughter, I tell her, I want you to be independent too, but don't date the bum. I'm sorry. I just got an opinion, and at my age, I think I'm entitled to it.
What happens if I shouldn't ask you this either. If your kid marries someone that you know it's not going to work out, but you have to let them make those mistakes because maybe they're not mistakes. Maybe this is just your interpretation. It ends up working out great until it doesn't.
I do a dad letter at the marriage, and I give it to him. It says, I want you to keep this in your vault.
To him or to her?
To him or to her, depending on who it is.
To your child?
It says, I don't agree with this. I see problems. Yada, yada. I hope I'm wrong. God bless.
Really? You put in a letter?
that's nice.
I do.
Interesting.
You know, you got to remember something. When your kid goes through a divorce or a breakup, a divorce is worse because they're married. You got to be there for them. You got to be there for them because they feel abandoned. They feel less than themselves. They feel like doo-doo. And you got to let them know, you know, this ain't life. This is a moment in life. And your kids are going to be mad at you. They're mad at the world. They're mad at everybody. They change. Everything changes. And you got to wait it out. My mother told me that fence that we sit on as parents sometimes has ridges. And you got to be able to tolerate the pain for your kid. And that's the way I feel. But, you know, I mean, everybody in here is my kid. I'm the oldest. I'm even older than you, right? I'm 58. Am I older than you?
Oh, way older.
Okay. Oh. I mean,
Way,
I'm just asking because you're the only one I never
I
asked.
have
way
no idea
older.
what Kathy is.
You're the only one I didn't ask. I'm older than you too.
Yeah, but isn't it a cardinal rule you're not supposed to ask a woman her age? I mean, you just got on me.
No,
for
I didn't
saying
ask her that. I
that.
asked if I'm 58, am I older? That
You
isn't
made him
asking her
choke.
age.
Don't die, please.
What's the matter with you?
I just laughed.
And I don't believe in cardinal rules. I believe in making rules.
Way
I did try to get my birth certificate. Do you have
Way
any
older.
questions they asked me for my birth certificate? Things I
Did
don't
you
know
tell
the
them that you
answers
don't
to?
have one?
That's why I didn't do it. No, you can get a copy of your birth certificate. Then they want your whole life history. I'm like, no, it's not that
You
important.
should say, if I knew that, I wouldn't need you.
Pretty much. If I didn't exactly.
You know, it's funny because age is a number. If you're afraid to tell your
Oh,
age,
thank
then
you.
you have
Has it
you
been
have
off the
other
whole time?
issues.
Oh, so I ran over there, like hit my mic button.
It's been
You're
on.
good? Cracker Barrel.
So what are you hitting? What's wrong with you?
She's very cute.
What's wrong with
today.
your finger? What are you pointing at? Did you turn it on or not?
It wasn't John's mic.
It wasn't my mic. It was someone else's. It was yours. No, I'm kidding.
My mic has been off. All this fantastic content.
Okay. We just like teasing you, Val. Val, you've done a great job. I got to tell you, you guys, the
Just
past
open
couple
them all
days
up.
have done a spectacular job, and we've thrown so much at you. Wayne came in yesterday. He says, I see the difference now between Mondays and Fridays. Because he wanted to meet with me on a Friday, and I went, Fridays aren't really good.
No, Wayne, I got some bad news for you. You just dodged the bullet.
Yesterday.
That's all. That's all it was.
You know, I take moments when I can get them, but he's like, I see the difference.
Yeah, but between 10 and 12, we had like 15 phone calls and deals and everything else. He just missed the wave, but
Yep.
I bet you he comes back on another Monday. It ain't going to be that way.
Try and schedule it that way. Things are changing.
And we have some new things that I hope that we're over the first hurdle because we're about to start a whole new hurdle.
I just saw Publix is offering vaccines over 65. There are 96 Publixes. They must have the vaccine if they're offering the vaccine. I don't know how you get it, but maybe check out Publix.com or check your local Publix.
And I read this morning that some people are having a adverse reaction to the Moderna.
Oh, really?
Apparently they have allergies problems. So.
In California, they stopped administering the vaccination because of those allergic reactions.
I heard about that.
Just to see what's going on.
I heard about that. But the
The
bottom...
Moderna?
Yeah, they're
Moderna.
holding like 300,000 doses or something like that. I don't know if I've got the number right. I read it this morning.
No, you're right, but no, it's not 300,000. I think it's a batch that went out, and they're wondering if there's something wrong with the batch.
Yeah.
But it's not 300,000.
So I did see that the Moderna was causing inflammation if you had facial filler. So that went right out the door for me.
And I also heard that it had a male enlargement issue.
So
This is what I read.
it should be, well, there's an inflammation issue with this. So
Yeah, so all of a sudden you have male enlargement, but that's kind of weird. You wake up and all of a sudden your Johnson is like out the door, and you're like, "What the hell's going on here?"
And I know we laugh when we talk about it, but for people who have autoimmune disease and inflammation in their body, if you're going to put something in your body to allegedly increase the inflammation, if you already have an inflammation issue, it might not be such a good thing.
Yeah, I may have to buy a cold tub. You remember in the old days when we played football and there was that tin can, and it was like
Put
a
ice in it?
whirlpool, and they put ice in it. You remember that?
An ice bath.
Yeah, you guys
You're
remember
making me
this?
cold just thinking
Ice
about
bucket.
it.
You remember that?
Yeah.
I used to live in that thing. So coach used to say, okay, 5 minutes. I would make it
Shrinkage.
3 minutes. Forget about shrinkage. Everything was freaking cold. Shrinkage. You were like, ah! And then you got out, you look like a red lobster.
Goes back to the beginning of our show.
So I may have to invest in one of those.
Or not to get the Moderna. Maybe get a different brand of vaccine.
No,
Have
I
something
want
simpler.
the good one. It's not even the Moderna I want the first one,
Want the Pfizer?
Pfizer. But I know I'm not gonna get it.
Oh, I have to say, my mom went and she got the Pfizer yesterday at Memorial. I need to talk to Dr. Maranzini. They said the most organized, spectacular, kindest opportunity to get something I've ever seen. She had an appointment at 8:30. They took her at 8:31. She was done by 15 minutes later. She said they were
That's the first shot?
incredibly nice, incredibly organized.
Now they told me
and
that
amazing.
because I'm a diabetic and I have a history that I would qualify. And then I called them. They said that's not true. We're not doing that yet. It's not true.
I haven't seen it being. It's interesting though. I've seen it offered to people, and you wonder how they got it over somebody else who was in a high risk group. I don't know. That's all I can say. I don't know.
What's a high risk group?
Heart disease, diabetes.
But you're not 65. This
That's
goes
what I
back
don't
to the
know.
same thing I said yesterday. If he's a bodega guy, shouldn't he be getting it first?
That's what I don't know. I don't know where the.
Bodega, a
Like
bodega.
corner
A
store.
store.
Corner store. Like
You don't
know,
agree?
Like a store like that. Like
Like a Publix
right
guy.
next
Oh,
door.
okay.
Or a st-
Like the guy
Next door,
who's
right
like on
next
the
door.
like who's selling the
Essential
newspapers
work-
and like
essential worker.
like a private not like a like a private 7-Eleven like in this like a
like a
little
7-Eleven.
store.
That's
Yeah.
a bodega.
Like the place I get the chicken from.
Oh no, I
Like
A store owner.
Yeah.
You don't
No,
think
I
a store
yeah,
owner?
you
Yeah,
should
the
have the
place-
vaccine,
yeah,
but
yeah.
Not here because of him. I'm talking about in general. Should a guy in a store
Yes.
get it?
most
Yeah.
definitely,
Like,
yes.
The guy in Fresh Market who's behind the fish and meat counter has been there since day one this started. He's got to be over 70 and he has not gotten sick yet. And he is a guy who's served everybody in terms of like the panic when people were buying like 25 steaks because they thought meat wasn't going to be available. This guy has been there day in, day and night. He should get the vaccine.
Well, he's 70, so he
100%.
qualifies. I'm talking about a young 26-year-old. I'm talking about somebody who you wouldn't think right now will even be in the conversation because of his age. They're doing it by age. So all of a sudden, 65 and older is getting it first, allegedly. We'll leave
But then
that
I see
alone.
clergy have gotten it as well.
Yeah, I don't agree with that either.
And I'm thinking, are churches and synagogues open? But the clergy are getting it. So, are
That's
they
it.
essential workers more than a teacher who's at a school? If that the schools are open, and you've got 40 kids in a class and 7,000 kids in a school, but the clergy, where the churches and synagogues are not open, are getting it before the teachers. I mean, there's so many ethical things.
Let's do like the
but
draft.
I wouldn't want to be the one that says, "Oh no." To the clergy, you can't have the vaccine, and then God forbid they get it, and then something happens.
Let's do it by the draft. If you were born on January 1st, everybody's born, they go first. If you're born January 2nd, everybody go tomorrow. And you go and so on and so on. That's the way the draft was done. If it's good enough for the draft, baby, it's good enough for me. Right? So I had to wait until March 19th until I get it. But then there's no discrimination, no this. But then they're saying that if you're 65, people are dying. So
There's a lot of nothing is 100%. Except
death
hindsight.
is 100%.
And speaking
You
of-
don't come
yeah.
back from death.
I took care of that yesterday, by the way.
You're alive?
I'm alive. Yes, I've heard.
You came back?
I've heard some really, really sad stories over the weekend, including what story you told us is horrible. I mean, one family, horrific. And it makes you start rethinking. A friend of mine from high school passed away over the weekend, and people posted on social media. And I'm like, you got to live every day, and you can't take for granted that all because you're in your 20s or your 50s that you've got this longevity of life. You have to enjoy, but make plans and be prudent. Something just came up on your phone. Well, that's why I was talking to Wayne yesterday. I mean, I heard a horrible story of kids walking across the street at University of Florida, and they got hit by a drunk driver, and one of them I know did not make it. Imagine sending your kid off to college, and she wasn't even doing anything wrong except crossing the street. And
Well,
getting
my
that phone
cousin,
call.
Romy, him and his wife were driving in Maryland, and they were in a car accident, and his wife died, and he lived.
So we laugh and we laugh, and God makes other plans than we make. So you have to enjoy your life, be prudent, make the right choices as you can, but you got to do what you got to do.
That's right. Enjoy the seconds, not the minutes, as my father used to say. Enjoy
I
the
like
seconds,
that.
not the minutes. He says you got to live your life to the fullest. Don't leave nothing on the table because you never know when that's gone.
We should do a lettering up there.
That's where my train goes. If my train went around, it would have all the lettering you need.
Enjoy the seconds, not the. I got to tell you, I can't. When I look around this place in a year, what has changed is unbelievable.
Well, listen, talk about change. My son Gio wants to do a tech show, 5 o'clock.
God bless you.
Bless you.
Oh my God.
Bless
I
you.
think that's a great idea. We've talked about that with him.
Is
for
there
years.
something wrong with you?
We still hear beating heart.
Wow, I got a rush of a headache. Do you sneeze like that all the time?
Yes.
we hear
There
in
is
another
something
room.
physically wrong with you.
No, they say out's better than keeping it in.
Correct.
I'm glad you have a mask because this room would be completely hectomated.
Think about how different that is. Now, people sneeze and they sneeze. You're
Like
like,
this
oh
one.
gosh.
Remember when we were
Hector?
at Hector and Meisner Park?
Oh, when Hector
you were there,
sneezes,
right?
you just want to go, oh,
Hector
man.
sneezed just like you, but louder.
And
Cleared
there
the
was
room.
no
Not
mask at
cover,
the
no
time.
mask.
Cleared the room.
We all ran.
Cleared the
We all ran
room.
out of the room.
I got to tell you, I do see some benefits of masks now.
We ran out of the room that day. We couldn't get through the door fast enough.
It was that bad?
Oh my God.
Everybody
the only
single
one
file.
left in the
Everybody was
room.
single
I think
file.
that we had like a double dressing room, triple dressing room that helped.
I remember you look at your face, you're like, I'm looking at it. Oh man, we all ran to the door.
The
And
room
we're all
shook.
stuck at the door. He's the only one standing.
And here's the thing, it was March 12th, the day before the
Oh.
shutdown. So we were all in this high. You had us in a box to keep us away from everyone else, except then walks Hector into our dressing room. It was like, you were there.
He cloaked it. Like literally everybody was single
He was
file
slick
leaving. I was like,
He was
what?
slick, he was slick red. It was usually Mr. Cool.
I'm like,
We didn't fit
what?
through the door.
Yo, everybody was leaving. They're like, yo, we gotta go. We gotta go.
We didn't fit through the door. We were all trying to get through the door. That was hilarious.
The whole dressing room. Yep.
That was a moment.
That dressing room was the size of the studio. It was tremendous.
Oh, it was big.
Wow, that's,
It was a
Yeah.
big room.
and y'all ran?
Oh yeah.
But
he
you try to
cleared
play it cool. Friday had Doritos on
You
his
see how
pizza.
her sneeze was? Imagine that 100 times
Come
worse.
from Hector.
With no mask.
Yeah.
Mushroom
He's in the middle of
cloud.
the room when he did it.
And the
Mushroom
pandemic
cloud.
had just started. I mean, that was the last gig, and everything shut down that day at midnight.
And we all ran out saying, let us out, Lord help us, Lord help us. Oh, it was, you should have seen people's expression that day. Everybody's
Oh no.
spraying Hector down.
It was crazy, but we're here
Yeah.
to tell this story. You just got to
Wow.
keep going.
Well, I'll never forget that.
You got Slick Speaks coming up today?
Yes, we do,
But-
but like
What's the but?
what is it? My guess just fell through. So
Who'd you guess?
my guess was basically a guy that he's from out of Fort Lauderdale. Like he was gonna tell me about his clothing brand.
He
So-
can't V-mix in?
I didn't offer the VMix in, but I can let
Offer
him
the
know.
VMix.
Or offer the
Oh.
V-mix.
Okay,
That way maybe you save it.
maybe. But if not, it'll be an interpersonal situation with Slick.
Interpersonal?
Yeah.
You're going to talk to yourself?
Yeah.
You can
And
take
today.
the Roman man with you, and you can, like, Vinny talks to Joanne, you can talk to him. That might be kind
Oh
of funny.
no.
Why don't you take the unicorn with you and talk to her?
Hard pass.
I got
see-
I will take the people that.
You see what Vinny did? He talked to the
the
doll.
stuff,
the-
the doll,
doll?
the puff.
Yeah, I saw that.
Saw that?
That's
Hard
his
pass.
invisible friend.
Number one show of the week.
It was cool. I
Really?
liked it.
Because you
Vinny's.
know what I heard, that the invisible friend, and if Eileen Limmelman, if you're still watching, the invisible friend has been a thing during this pandemic that has really elevated because
Mm.
people need friendship. So the invisible friend.
I've had an invisible friend for 58 years.
You and my mother,
He smacks me around all the time. I can't stand this guy.
you know.
Why doesn't he like leave already?
He tells you the truth.
No, he don't tell me the truth. He lies
He
to
makes
me.
you face the truth
He
of what you
makes
don't want to
me.
see.
He
Face
makes
the
me go in an
facts.
opposite direction.
Ever look in the mirror and they talk back to you and tell you these truths that you don't really want to face?
Who talks back to me?
The person in the mirror.
You got some
Yeah.
issues, man. I'm gonna tell you.
The mirror never talks
So
back
your
to
mirror
you.
talks to you? Do you have conversations with yourself? I know he does.
Yes.
I've heard him.
Me in the mirror. When have you heard my conversations?
You know, your sister
All over the
was
studio,
probably
everybody
right.
has.
I have to tell
Everybody
you,
has.
I think
She
kids
does it too.
and young adults and adults with autism are on another level of processing that we don't understand.
Nope. My mom always says she's smarter than all of us.
Yeah. So when
And-
she talks back to
She's
herself,
autistic?
yeah, she's hearing something that we don't hear,
And
That-
she's done it for years.
which I think is
Yeah.
a whole nother level, which I think is unbelievable. We just, as you always say, we need to catch up. We need to catch up to their minds because their minds are at a level that I think are higher than ours, but we consider it not because the way they interact socially is different than what is, acceptable in the norm. But I bet your sister knows a whole lot more than you realize.
Every day she surprises me. Almost every day.
Every day you shocked me, so I guess. Now, did you see that Tom Brady went to high-five an official during the playoff game on Sunday? He threw a touchdown pass. He runs over to the official, and he goes like this, right? So you would think that nobody caught that. Now, I looked at it, and I said, who's he high-fiving, the official? What's wrong with this guy? So now it's all over the news this morning how he's back-ending about high-fiving the official, and he's trying to make it a joke. He's playing it off like he did it on purpose. Yeah, I did that on purpose because I wanted attention. But has he lost his mind? How do you high-five an official?
Is it because it's a pandemic or because
No,
it's
you
an
don't
official?
high-five an official because if the official high-fives you back, you got to sort of scratch your head and say, wow, who's this guy
Are
rooting
you
for? He's the
really?
official.
Yeah. Are you really paid off?
So the official walked away.
So not a pandemic thing.
So he's
okay.
trying to spin it off as a fun thing. It's the way people are. The New York Mets, my beloved Mets, I swear to God, you know what? Why don't you just get rid of this franchise altogether and let's start all over? They can't get out of their own way. They hired this GM 5 weeks ago, and it comes out that he sexually sent pictures, lewd pictures, and emails and texts to this woman who was a correspondent in another country, and she finally sent pictures of penises and everything else, and she reported him. So now the Mets are back in the soup. I don't understand you people. I don't get it. What do you think is going to happen when you do? And he was with the Chicago Cubs at the time, 2016, and he did this.
But
So
that's
he
so
admitted it to
crazy.
it. So do you keep him on the team?
Yeah.
How you going to do that?
Because
He's the general manager. Will you negotiate your player
I
with
say
a...
you're out. You
gotta
can't
get
be
rid
at
of him.
that
You
high
gotta do it
level.
now, right
it
now.
starts at the top.
You got to do it today. You got to get rid of him right now.
Agreed.
And the Mets had a hard time finding a general manager in their philosophy trait. And this guy happens to be good at his job.
Yeah, but you can't do that.
But
Yeah.
what did he do wrong but send nude pictures?
Oh, I'm
You can't
sorry.
send sexual content to other people.
Yeah.
He
I
sent
missed that
sexual
part.
pictures to a woman. He wanted her attention. She kept saying, leave me alone.
Oh, okay.
And then he
All those-
over
Yeah.
62 texts.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not one, 62, and
Not
he got
even.
caught.
Okay.
And
if
she
he- if
reported.
And I'm
said
pretty
no,
sure
he
that's
couldn't.
illegal.
Yeah.
Besides morally and ethically wrong, I think
Facts.
sending content through text messages interstate, out of state, or via email
Yeah.
is illegal.
The problem I'm having with this whole thing is that he could have said he was set up or something. He didn't do that. He says, yeah, I'm guilty. Well, you know, honesty is going to get you a thank you and get the hell out of here.
Yeah, it starts at the top. It's like when the guy was found in the elevator allegedly beating his wife.
That guy was
girlfriend.
out of football, Rice.
Yeah, Jamal, you're right.
They
right.
threw him out of
Yeah.
They
football.
should have threw him out.
They
'Cause
did.
You know how I am about women being hit. So
No, they threw him out.
I wanted to hit him
But
myself.
football, you have to take a stand because how can you? It goes back to the kids we had on yesterday. How can we set an example for our youth and our kids and everyone else in this world if those that are at the level of leadership don't act like appropriate leaders?
I wish it was another team. It's not my beloved Mets. I can't believe it. Finally getting on the right track, and then this happens. There's always something,
That's
man.
what you tell me that are snake bit.
Always Beltran, boom. I mean, come on now. This is ridiculous already. If you're a maniac, get out of the game. You use steroids, get out of the game. Ain't nobody want that
Exactly,
nonsense.
with the
Or at least get
steroids.
away from the Mets, man. Go to the Marlins.
No, no.
The
I
Marlins
know.
get the
I
first.
seen this. I seen this punchline.
The Marlins get the first GM female. Congratulations, and I get a sex offender.
Hey,
Maybe the Marlins got it right.
you
I
know?
know. Can I trade you?
Oh, hard pass. But thank you though.
Thank
Thank you for the
Can't get it right.
consideration.
The Mets can't get it right to get it wrong. I mean, this is just
Does
ridiculous.
Teddy have her Bitcoin show coming up at 10:30? We don't know. She's working on that piece, so we'll find out. Maybe she does. I'm not sure.
Are we having our morning meeting?
Yes, we have a morning meeting. I got to run over to FedEx and email some sunglasses out to our friends at the Momentum Mindset Show. We've had these glasses since March when the pandemic came
I don't know why you had to FedEx them now.
because apparently his wife wants him to have them back. You know what happens when you get married and the wife says,
Oh.
wear your sunglasses now. He's a newlywed, so I got a phone call
I left them
yesterday.
at the other woman's house.
Can you please FedEx my sunglasses? Yes, so I will be sending those out, Jay. No
Let me
worries.
ask you a question. You get married today, and you have relationships with other women before, and you leave your clothes and things in other people's houses. Are you going to be held to the fist
I would
because you
hope-
did that?
I would hope you got your clothes back from the prior relationship before
Suppose
you
you
got
slipped
involved in
up
this
and you left her in
relationship.
underwear or something.
I don't know. Didn't you once get women's underwear or something sent to your house?
In the mail, yeah.
Yeah. You want to really go there? 12 o'clock hour.
But it wasn't my Was it my fault? Wait
After
a minute.
hours, more to
I
go.
didn't mail it to me. Somebody else mailed it to me. I didn't ask them to do
Whose
that.
underwear was it?
Some chick in California.
Were they nice underwear?
They were super nice. I didn't even open it. Michelle opened it. She says,
How old are you?
how old was I? I was maybe 30. So she comes, my ex-wife comes and says, this is very nice. Who sent you this? Because it had no address, no return address. I knew who they were from. So I made up some story. And I says, actually, I bought them for you. You don't. Really? And they have perfume on them.
Nice. And on that note, everyone, have a great morning. Tune in to Slick Speaks at 10:30. More to come with this fun conversation. We'll see you in a little bit.
Do not send me underwear and don't be
Bye-bye.
late.
Well, that's about it for today. Even though the show is over, the Brooklyn Cafe is always open for business. You're invited to join the fun every day from 12 to 2. If you missed some of the laughs from today, Dawn and Freddie S will bring more good cheer next time. You can follow the Brooklyn Cafe on Facebook at the Brooklyn Cafe TV to rewatch every minute of the show. Well, see you next time.